The series of earthquakes in October devastated large areas of western Afghanistan. At least 1,000 people were killed, buried under the rubble in isolated towns and villages, many of which had suffered neglect and violence during decades of war and political instability. More than 3 months later, the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, says nearly 100,000 Afghan children are in dire need of help as the harsh winter weather sets in.
I went back there to the epicenter yesterday, and I must say the situation is still heartbreaking. I met, for example, this 8-year-old girl, Odina, in one of our health centers, and her mother took me back to the place where their house once stood, and she told me that 3 of her sisters died in the rubble. The girl herself was heavily injured. There must be an investment in better infrastructure to respond to the basic needs of the people.
The earthquakes destroyed thousands of homes. Poor communications and a lack of proper roads hampered relief efforts. The UN estimates nearly 40,000 families, many of whom lost their livelihoods and crops and livestock, are still living in tents and makeshift shelters in below zero temperatures.
This comes in addition of an already existing humanitarian crisis. 23 million people in Afghanistan are in need of humanitarian aid. Almost 90% live in poverty. We have malnutrition rates of 2.3 million acute malnourished children, 900,000 in a life-threatening condition. This is the starting point, and it is very important that we invest in making people here more resilient.
Afghanistan's healthcare system relies heavily on foreign aid. Its funding has faced crippling cuts by international donors since the Taliban returned to power in 2021. Something experts and aid agencies say further complicates the challenges of getting help to those who suffered a natural disaster and are most in need. Stratford, Al Jazeera.